program that we founded some while ago. This is our 10th cohort, and we have had 9 highly successful cohorts prior to this one, and certainly looking forward to the great things that you all will be doing as part of cohort number 10. So we have an exceptional lineup of people to introduce you to the program and tell you how they have benefited from the 8-to-8 Accelerator. So with no further ado, we would like to introduce to you the Executive Director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center, June Evans.
Well, welcome everyone. It's so great to see you all here this morning. We're so super excited. I don't know if you're aware, but this is the Bowie Business Innovation Center's 10th cohort for the 8A Accelerator. So you guys would be the 10th cohort members of this wonderful dynamic program. So you best believe that you are going to get the best of the best and you will get a lot of attention because we are promoting our 10th cohort to let the world know how great this program is, the success that it has demonstrated with our 8A firms that we continue to work with to this day. And I hope and I strongly believe that each of you will become a part of this 10 cohort and that you too will be able to elevate and excel using your 8A certification. Well, as QC mentioned, I'm June Evans. I am the Executive Director of the Bowie Business Innovation Center, and I welcome you here today. I want to let you know that the 8A Accelerator is designed for existing 8A firms to help them use their certification to really increase that win rate and win those federal contracts so that by the time you reach that 9th year, you have demonstrated success and you are able to use the revenue that you generated for bigger and better things. You will hear from a dynamic group of individuals that have either been former 8A firms, they serve as our mentors, they provide mentoring moments to each of our cohort members, but you'll also hear from experts in their field. As QC often says, with this program, you will learn the secret sauce. And we have yet to have one of our alumni or our current members not find this program valuable. So even if you network with those in federal agencies or with some of the professional firms that are here to help you excel, or even network with each other. And I'm going to repeat that, network with each other. Some of those things is really part of that secret sauce that's going to help you elevate and excel. The Bowie Business Innovation Center, we are a business accelerator. All around, we are here to help our small businesses grow. We're here to help equip our entrepreneurs to elevate your performance and to expand your businesses. That is what we do. And through the 8A Accelerator, we are focused on government contractors and specifically 8A certified firms. So once again, I want to welcome you. I want you to know that all of our partners, especially the Small Business Administration, is here to help guide you along the way. In a conjunction with the Small Business Administration and, of course, Capital One, who is our funder, we offer you the best program out there in government contracting. And I know, and I'm confident that you too will find success throughout this program. So I want to thank my team. I want to thank the SBA representatives that are on this call, and I want to thank each and every one of our mentors, our business advisors that are here to share with you what about the program and what they deliver to the program. QC, can I just mention my team by name? Can you?
Absolutely. And if I could take a quick pause here, if you are if your audio is unmuted, would you please mute it so we don't get that feedback if you're not speaking. Thank you so much.
So you will hear, as part of the Bowie BIC team, you'll hear from Angie Duncanson, who is our program manager. She is the program manager for the Center of Excellence for 8A Government Contracting, which you will learn about in one of the sessions throughout the Accelerator program. You will learn that what is next for you. You will be a part of our Center of Excellence for 8A Government Contracting, and you'll learn how that will also help you excel. Crystal Clark, who you've probably heard from already, who is our operations director. She's the glue that holds it all together. But between her and Jordan Young, our administrative assistant, you will get your updates. If you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of them. But you'll soon know that after each session, there will be a wrap up. There will be information shared, discussion items for you to think about and start to,
sit down.
To share that information. If we could make sure that everyone is muted when you come in, that would be great. And Crystal, I think you could probably find the person that's not muted and go ahead and mute them on their behalf. Thank you. Thank you so much. But I believe, QC, that is, I'm going to stop talking and get straight to turn it back over to you so that everybody can hear what they need to hear and go right to the website. Because if you haven't filled out the application, we want you to fill it out today.
Fantastic. Okay. At this time, we were going to bring Larry Webb. Unfortunately, he's not able to attend today. However, we do have Sheila Watson, who is on the call and going to welcome you and maybe give you some information about her experience co-hosting the Bowie Business Innovation Center 8A Accelerator program. Sheila, if you can come on deck, please.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, first and foremost, I want to say welcome to you all. This is your first step into great possibilities. Right. This one step that you're taking right here, and I want you to make sure that you're taking notes and you're listening to what is to come. By coming into the Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program, you're going to hear from previous graduates of the 8A Accelerator of how they have applied what they learned during their program and had excelled and became successful in what they were doing as they applied what they have. But this is amazing. We're in our 10th cohort. This is a great opportunity for all of you. Today, you're going to hear so many of the things, the testimonies and the experiences and the previews of what it is that you're going to be learning. Pay attention. You don't want to miss being a part of the 10th cohort that's going to be starting very soon. Spaces are limited. Now, one of the things that you do want to make sure that you get is, as you apply yourself and as you step into this next arena of federal contracting, you got to keep in mind that everything is all about relationships. Whether it's your relationships here in the cohort, when you're meeting your classmates, whether it's virtually or you start meeting outside of the classrooms, you're going to be building relationships, building opportunities. You're going to be meeting different people as well as finding opportunities that you can partner and team together to go after. One of the things that's going to be really important and that you're going to be able to be finding out is that all of the people that you're meeting, you're creating contacts. And throughout the years, even before you opened up your business, you knew people, but making sure that you're taking those contacts and turn them into contracts. That's one of the things that you want to take away from this whole experience in the 8A Accelerator. But I don't want to take up a lot of time. We have a lot of things going on. welcome again and pay attention. You're not going to want to miss a word from anybody that's going to be speaking today.
I love it. Sheila about to jump right into the training session. She about to give away the secret sauce here. But I appreciate, obviously, and I think I speak on behalf of the Bowie Business Innovation Center, the partnership, I would like to call it, if I can, that SBA has and the Bowie BIC has demonstrated through the 8-to-8 Accelerator program. The next person that we're going to bring up is a highly successful graduate of the 8A program. She also sits on the board of directors for the Bowie Business Innovation Center. And quite frankly, I consider her a friend, and I can't say enough wonderful things about Charlene. Charlene, if you would, please come on deck and provide your perspective of the 8A Accelerator program and give them a little bit of information on how you were able to grow your company and gain the levels of success that you acquired while in the 8A program. Charlene Wade.
Well, thank you, QC, and good morning to everyone. Welcome to this 10th cohort of the Bowie Business Innovation Center 8A Accelerator program. It is exciting.
Yes.
You will learn a lot from everything that you hear from folks along the line, and you'll make great connections with the folks that are in this cohort with you. It's all good. So yes, I ran a company, Workforce Resources, Inc. We provided services mainly to the federal government. So our product was people. That's what we provided. What you'll learn from this accelerator is that it'll give you a better understanding of how to go after work, how to collaborate with others around you. Those sorts of things give you kind of the secret sauce that we're talking about that will help you be successful. It'll help build up the community around you, your employees, your customer, and your company. All of those things will benefit from doing this. Understanding that what we're promoting and talking about is collaboration versus competition. We're going to work together to go after some things and not necessarily against each other to do stuff. So as a contractor for the federal government, and we worked with different agencies from defense to domestic, we had a secret clearance we carried for a while, and that sort of thing. It gave me pride to support the government in the way that we did. And it allowed us to advance the careers of our employees as well. Since our product was people, we were able to provide them with opportunities and promotions and things within the contracts that we had that they may not have otherwise been able to tap into. And at the end of the day, that helps your business and you obtain the goals and dreams that you are looking for as well. We were really active in the 8A program starting in 2019. The company started in 2008. We became a prime contractor. I'm sorry, not 2009. We became a prime contractor in 2010 and operated pretty much, we ended the 8A program in 2019. And then operated up until late last year. The company's still around, we're just not actively pursuing any contacts right now. During that period, we supported almost $70 million in contract efforts across the board. It was a very beneficial time for us. We grew, and I'm just going to say what June and Sheila have already said, we grew through relationships. I had the benefit of working for 2 8A companies before I started my own. And so I was able to start developing relationships with the contracting officers and program managers during that time. So when I started my business, and we were awarded our 8A 2010. We had customers waiting to award contracts to us because they had seen my work ethic as I was managing projects through other companies and that sort of thing. So relationships absolutely matter.
Right.
And that's what moves your company forward. And that providing exceptional service and then always operating with integrity. Those are the things that I found were important in this. I also realized you don't chase dollars, because if you do that, you're not necessarily going to be successful. You need to be invested in what you're going after. When you go after money, not so much. And then understand that the path will take twists and turns. You'll be going in a direction and you think it's great, and then all of a sudden something will happen and it'll shift over here. There's a contract you think you should have won and you didn't. Change is always constant. That's one thing you have to recognize in doing this. Nothing is seated in concrete or anything. And the road to success is always under construction. So once again, be ready for those twists and turns that happen. Some of them are good, some of them are a little more challenging, but at the end of the day, it makes you a stronger business owner, provides you more opportunities. The more that you show your clients and your employees that you are invested in them and you are doing the best for them and providing them opportunities, then I think that all helps with your success.
So I know a little bit about your company. And so when you started off as an A-to-A contractor, could you give us some insights on what were your plan, and then what actually happened as you began to become a major supplier to the U.S. Coast Guard, and then we'll transition from there.
Okay. When I started out, I thought that I was going to be providing services in one area, which was medical coding, because that was the kind of contracts that I was running when I first started this business. And that's where I thought we were going. We didn't end up going there. That didn't even become our major client. I was a subcontractor to another company. I'd gotten office space, I'd hired people, and then subcontracts were kind of pulled out from under me. So that was kind of the first challenge. What do I do? How am I going to pay? I got to pay my people. I can't pay me. Those kinds of things happen pretty quickly up front. And so then it became clear when I wasn't getting the medical coding contracts that Coast Guard was one of the agencies that I had been managing projects for. And they were the ones really that said, do you have your 8A? Can you get it? I'm like, I can get it. It took a year and a half, I think, to get it. It's not an easy process. But once we got it, that was the agency that had contracts working for us, which is why I'm now in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, because I love this city. That's where that was the Coast Guard base we were supporting. But Coast Guard, as opposed to Department of Defense, Army and Navy, became our largest contract. And our largest customer, with multiple contracts down here and different lines of work, from administrative support, which is what we started out with, all the way to building electrical systems and hiring pilots to do work, warehouse work, everything. It just, because we had developed that relationship with the customer, they kept coming back to us for more contract awards. So they really did end up being our largest client and our most successful relationship in all of the work that I did.
And about how many people and what % of contract at the Coast Guard did you consume while working there? How many people did you get to? How many contracts? I think I recall you said you nearly had every contract at that base.
Pretty much every contract that they had set up under 8A, we got it. That was kind of the rotation down here. If they got an 8A company in and they liked your service, then pretty much when any of the 8A contracts came up while we were eligible, we were awarded them. So we probably got up to 120 employees, I'd say.
Right.
at a given time, most of those being down, probably 100 of them down here, maybe 20, 30 at our other client sites, but we got pretty large.
Yeah, and
You're
so
opening office
you
down,
laser focused into that client, build those relationship, develop that confidence in your customer to give you work, even if it, yeah,
yeah,
good deal.
that's the key. That's the key. When you get in and you can start developing those relationships, show them what you can do and let them know that they can rely on you. If you see a problem coming up, go to them with the problem. Don't wait for them to come to you and tell your employees are doing this and that and the other. Then go to them first. When you see that there's a problem, go to the customer and talk to them about it and work together, because they will appreciate that you have your eye on that work so much that you see what's happening before they have to come.
And I got to tell you, I can serve as witness. I know in some instances where Charlene and I were working together, I would be like, well, maybe not yet. Let's hold off telling them now. She was like, no, we're going to tell them. And the situation worked out much better than had she waited. So Charlene, in your closing remark, do you have anything you would like to leave with the audience?
I would like to say you can all be successful. This 8A program is wonderful and really can push you forward and your business forward and make you successful. It's a lot of hard work. SBA and 8A doesn't hand you anything. You got to go find it. It's not like all of a sudden, they're going to be handing you contracts. You have to find it and you have to build that relationship. But you can all be successful in this environment, and what you learn here in this 8A Accelerator program will definitely help you succeed.
Phenomenal words to leave on. So then, thank you, Charlene, so much.
My pleasure. And good luck to all of you all.
All right. So she told you what's possible. Now we're going to bring Jamie Bratton, the president and CEO of EasyGov Ops, to show you how you can identify. Now, Jamie, I know you can go real deep into your explanation of this, so you can just hit them real quick and then we move on. Welcome, Jamie.
Amen. Thank you, QC. And first of all, Charlene, special shout out. My family's from outside Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Ironically, my father was his first service assignment, search and rescue helicopter pilot, Coast Guard, Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
So that's too ironic. It's too ironic that I'm right after you, Charlene. So
absolutely,
special props for that. And I was down there 2 weekends ago. So awesome. Curry Duck Sound.
Love it.
Great fishing spot.
Glad somebody knows Elizabeth City.
Oh, I know, frontwards and backwards. So special shout out. So no, first and foremost, guys, I just want everybody to know that's obviously part of the Bowie. This is a privilege, guys, to be part of this. The network of expertise of folks that are part of this network are awesome. I'm very proud and privileged to be part of this network. The avenue that I bring to the table is we own, myself as obviously the president of the company, own a market intelligence service. Fortunately, it's a very small space. There's only 3 of us that are legitimate market intelligence, but we want to be able to give back to Bowie BIC, small business specialized, obviously in 8A realm, to give a competitive advantage. Find contractors that would be great teaming partners for you. Look for forecasts. 8A contracts are soon to be expiring. Study the behavior through analytics and AI. Who's buying what you do? That's what we have within our platform. We're going to give a 30-day free access. I have a slide that I want everybody to kind of take a peek at it while I bring this up. In this slide, and I'll make sure that Angie, Crystal, the team get this slide so everybody will get this in play. My session is on the 11th, I believe, of October. Thereafter, for 30 days, it's a $500 value. Guys, it's free access. You're getting free research. You're getting all the solicitations, forecasts, the behavior and analysis of the contract officers. If you don't take advantage of it, it's insanity. Quite frankly, it's something I want everybody to take advantage of. And I want you to request research. QC knows this from prior sessions. If you're going after a particular opportunity and you're trying to gain insight as a special advantage, how can you do so? Take advantage of that. Again, I want to make sure everybody gets this slide. Very simply, just visit our URL. It's up here in the upper left-hand corner in blue. Take advantage of it. Do a little bit of research on your own accord. Check us out. But after the 11th of October, again, free access for those folks that are part of Bowie BIC. So I'm very proud to offer that to part of the team. Okay. So very simply, guys, again, this is a privilege. Take advantage of this. Not just obviously Easy Give Us, but everybody else that's offering some sound advice and take advantage of it. Because again, 10 sessions of this, 5 years. Crystal reminded us a little bit earlier ago. I thought it was 10 years. It's actually 5 years. So I was feeling a little old in that sequence there.
You making me older than I
Yeah, I
am.
know, QC. I was feeling the same thing. So, but I want everybody to know that moving forward. So thank you so much for your time, QC.
Jamie,
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you as always, and looking forward to your session as
Amen.
always. So here, now we're getting into the meat of the program. Pricing. Annette Johnson is a highly qualified, highly technical resource that provide guidance on pricing your proposal. So at this point, I would like to bring Annette Johnson to give a couple of words on what you can expect from her workshop. Annette, please.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, QC, and welcome everyone. This program is absolutely phenomenal. You're all in business to offer a service, to learn, to collaborate, but we all know that the catalyst for success or failure is how do you price, right? How are you going to do that? And that's what I bring to this program. I am former director of pricing for Lockheed Martin, large corporation. I've stood up 4 pricing departments in my career, and I provide this service with joy. And I want to transfer my knowledge. I want to transfer my knowledge to you in how do you competitively compete in responding to government contracts. So through this program, you get to have the last session or cost and pricing with me, and I look forward to transferring my knowledge to you and answering any questions that you may have in pricing.
Thank you so much, Annette. Cy Alba, who is partner at Polaro Mazza, one of the preeminent GovCon law companies in the country, will be sharing information on best practices in the areas of teaming arrangement, emerging policies or current regulations that you need to be aware of. At this point, I would like to bring Cy Alba, partner at Polaro Mazza, to provide you with a quick overview of what you can expect during his presentation, during his session of the cohort. Cy?
Yeah, thanks, QC, and welcome everybody. Yeah, I've been part of the Accelerator since I think the beginning.
Right.
So I'm doing a lot of presentations for folks, trying to help people out. I'm also on the board of the BIC as well. So really kind of pour myself into this. And my entire career has been trying to help small businesses grow and develop and sort of survive in this highly regulated environment of the federal space for the past 20 years. So with my session, we're going to be talking about teaming agreements, the enforceability problems with them, subcontracts, things you got to look out for, kind of tricks or tips.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about joint ventures. We're going to talk about mentor protege. And then afterwards, you'll have my information. I'm happy to talk to folks about whatever other things they have in mind. We do everything from government contracts to labor and employment to M&A, whatever. Well, our firm does a lot of things. And so I tend to talk to people about all sorts of stuff. And I give everybody some free time to kind of talk to me and work through things, because it's always better to talk earlier than after the fact. After the fact, if something isn't done right and it has to be cleaned up, it's much harder to do it. It's much more expensive, and you're going to have a lot more problems as opposed to getting out in front of it. And that's some of the stuff that we're definitely going to talk about and walk through. And I'll just echo too, like the main thing with any business is all about networking and who you know and who you're working with and putting in the time and effort. And I think it starts with something like this. It's long hours and it's rough, but if you're going to be a business owner, right, that will pay off if you pour yourself into it. Because I know I'm an owner of this firm, and we started from 8 lawyers. Now we're at 40, and it's just one of those things that you have to put in the time and the effort. Right. and this is a great place to start.
Thank you so much, Sai. So, it's good for us to say, how wonderful, how impactful, how relevant the Bowie Business Innovation Center 8A Accelerator program is. But it's another for someone who has gone through the program to provide you with that information. So just to give you a brief story, I followed up with one of our past participants and a while ago, and not too long ago, I received an email from Carla who said, the email started off like, good news. I received my first 8A contract. And so at that point, that got my attention, and I wanted to hear firsthand, how she was able to do it, how the process went. And then she sent me another email saying, oh, by the way, we got these other contracts as well. I said, okay, you got to talk at our next cohort meeting. And Carla Sandy agreed. And so, Carla, if you can come on screen, give us a brief, overview of how, your experience with the 8A Accelerator, and just give them just any information that you feel will be relevant. We would greatly appreciate it. Carla Sandy.
Absolutely. And good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for the invitation to be here. Again, my name is Carla Sandy. I have a business, Sandy Audiovisual, that I run with my husband. We've been 8A certified since 2021, and I am the proud graduate of the Bowie BIC cohort number 7. So graduated last year, went through the whole Bowie BIC program. So prior to the Bowie BIC program, we had not signed any 8A contracts. We'd had other contracts, federal, commercial, whatever, but not 8A. And the one thing that I learned through this program was how important not only contacts and developing those contacts are, but the importance of follow-up and following up with people. Prior to the program, I think we understood how important people were in reaching out, but we would reach out one time, right. Or we would maybe email somebody one time, or we'd meet someone in person and they would say, hey, I'm interested in what you offer. And we would, one time. And what I learned in the program is that's insufficient. We're dealing with humans. We're dealing with people who are very busy. Contracting officers have a lot going on. And, you need regular touch points with them. And it struck me, I heard from someone else who had graduated from the program, and they said, you're not bothering the officers, you're not bothering the decision makers. You're just simply reminding them that you have what they need. You have what they need to make your job easier. So using that information, we applied it to everything in our business, not just specifically for 8A contracting. And for the particular 8A contract we were able to, we did get, it is a client that we had known for a long time. We had been providing audiovisual services for this federal government agency through another company that we worked with. So we were the subcontractors. And while on the job, we became aware that they needed some audiovisual work done in their hearing room. And they had previously hired an audiovisual company that was no longer able to complete the work. And what we did is we first of all talked with our prime contractor, because we were the subs, and let them know this was going on. And they were like, yep, that's fine. Go ahead. We know nothing about what you do. And then we talked to the people on the ground, and they said, hey, you know us, you've seen our work, and we can provide the solution you need. And they were very interested, and they said, hey, send us an estimate. So we did. Didn't hear back from them immediately. And that's where the Bowie BIC cohort information came in. We started following up. within a week or so, we said, hey, have you, oh yeah, we've looked at it. We're talking about it. We're discussing it with our, the higher ups to decide what we want to do. And then another week or so went by, we followed up again, and we're told, yep, we want to hire you, but we're not sure exactly how to structure a contract. And we reminded them we were 8A certified, and we suggested that 8A sole source might be a good route to take. So we suggested 8A sole source. They said, oh, that's, we had not thought about that. And they came back to us and said, that's great. That helps us meet our internal goals.
Right.
And we were able to go from there. So we were very excited about signing that first contract. And I feel like I understood the secret sauce after I went through the Bowie BIC. And, there was one thing Sheila Watson said earlier, you take those contacts and turn them into contracts. That has been our mantra. And the way we have been successful with that truly is through the simple task of following up with everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
For that story. And we're quite frankly so excited for you. I know you didn't go into a lot of details about the other contracts, but we stand by to hear how the end of this fiscal year will turn out for you. So I know Sandy Audio will be highly successful, and we're looking forward to getting those success stories. Thank you so much, Carla.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what is this thing we're talking about? The 8A Accelerator program. Again, my name is QC Jones. I'm the managing partner at Nolan McKenzie and your project manager for the 8A Accelerator program. So the 8A Accelerator program is sponsored by Capital One in collaboration with the Small Business Administration. And so when we came together in designing a program, we had the fundamental purpose of delivering a training program that focuses on what we consider the critical success factors for growth in the federal procurement market: capture planning, mentoring, and networking. We aim to enable CEOs of newly certified 8A businesses to grow their companies in the federal marketplace. Unlike other programs, the 8A Accelerator is designed to provide its participants with real-world training based in best practices, lessons learned from both experienced CEOs and industry-recognized professionals who have been there, done that, and have the t-shirt to prove it. Myself, I started my first GovCon company in 2001, had 3 GovCon companies, was able to successfully exit one through an acquisition by a large system integrator. So what you're going to get is advice from folks who have been in the industry. They know what you are dealing with. They know how to go about winning contracts, how to pull together value-added partnerships, right? So our program commenced on October the 4th. We conclude on November the 15th. We meet every Friday morning virtually from 8:30 till noon. Look, as we have said before, we've had exceptional cohorts in the past. We expect nothing less from this one. Many of the CEOs who come to us, they come to us as technical experts in cyber, expert in IT, expert in construction, admin, across government. But what we find, they have, little to no business development experience. So what we aim to do is provide the how-to in conducting business development activity. This is not an academic program or a generic-based program. Our aim, our number one purpose, is to equip you with the knowledge to help you win contracts. Anything short of that, we have been ineffective. But feel free to visit the Bowie BIC website and listen to some of the testimonials. So now what I would do is just run very quickly through what you can expect from the session. So starting out, we level set. business capabilities, value proposition statement. We help you identify what those core capabilities, not the wish list, but the core capabilities of your company. We work with you on your customer value proposition statement, and we introduce this thing called champions for your business. Session 2, we talk about the sales processes and tools. That's where, Jamie will give you a demo, but more importantly, we walk you through what that formal sales process is and how to, matriculate your deals through that pipeline, right? Session 3, the Bowie BIC will provide you with insights on the Center of Excellence. They're going to talk about the growth wheel. They're going to give you an opportunity to network among yourselves, learn more about each of the companies that we accept into this cohort so that you all can go to market together, pursue deals together. Session 4, and I got to tell you, it's probably one of my favorite sessions. This is where we talk about the deal mix. We talk about what is that mix of contract opportunity, that mix of pipeline opportunities you should have to reach your goal. What are those BD activities you should be conducting? And we talked a bit about the search and offer letter and the effective ways of using those tools to win contract. The SBA sort of guide us through that process. And then this is where SI come back in. We call this legal strategies and capture planning. We talk a bit about, the joint ventures. We talk a bit about the mentor protege program. We talk a bit about, subcontract agreements as well as teaming agreement. What are those nuances for those? What are those best practices? As well as what are some of the pitfalls in entering into those that you have to look out for when you're entering into those agreements. Session 6, we delve into financial planning. How should your books be set up for effective pricing and rate allocation? We also introduce you to this thing called the Certificate of Competency and how it may be used to facilitate contract award. And we wrap it up. You heard from Annette Johnson with a phenomenal session on price and cost proposal development. Many times companies, and I used to do this as well, we work on getting that best technical proposal, and we spend a lot of time doing that, and we wait till about a day or two before we get into the pricing elements of our proposal development. We're going to give you an alternative to that, and so I'm looking forward to Annette sharing with you the best practices of developing your price and cost proposal. So that's it. That's the program. And so now what we would do is open it up for any questions you may have. Crystal, if you can unmute everyone, or if you can come off of mute, we can take some questions from.
Now, QC, we do have a couple of questions already in the chat. Do you want to start there?
Sure. Let me, where are they? Okay, will the session be recorded if we can't make them? I think that's a good question for you, June.
Yeah, so the sessions will be recorded. However, it is on a case-by-case basis of us releasing the video to the participants. The reason is because we don't want the video going out to the public and next thing you know, everybody has the program online somewhere. But we have made exceptions for folks that we've known, ahead of time that something, is coming up, or if an emergency happens. But it is on a case-by-case basis, and we will, discuss that with each person if that happens.
Any other questions? Any questions from the screen here, from the audience?
I have a question.
Sure. Cassandra, go ahead. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, QC. Are there opportunities for us to meet in person at some point?
I'll let
Yes,
you
there
take that
is
one, Jim.
opportunity. There is opportunity for the cohort members to meet together. Well, actually, at the end of the calendar year, we have an annual holiday networking event for the recent graduates and our alumni to come together. Of course, you guys would participate in that. And as I mentioned before, this is the 10th cohort. So expect that this is going to probably be bigger and better than the previous years. Also, we do work with each cohort to formulate a group so that they can stay together and connect with each other and meet, whether it's in person or virtually, regularly. And that organic networking has done wonders for every firm that has gone through this program. This year in the 10th cohort, we will be implementing something that will help each cohort be able to stay in contact with each other, stay connected with us, and also be able to identify and connect with previous cohort members.
Right. I see a really good question. How many people, companies in the cohort? Traditionally, we've tried to keep it at about 25 people in the cohort. I think the number of folks that have expressed interest is, what is that number, Crystal? 114? 115?
140.
140. So we're going to move it up to, I think, June, to about 30 people for this cohort. So we're
thinking about that because we've had such a great interest in the program. We don't like turning people away, but I have to say it is a first come, first serve basis. We already have almost 20 people that have applied and QC is interviewing now. So, I mean, we are well on our way of getting to that 30 mark. So we do highly encourage that if you have not applied and interviewed with QC, that you do so immediately. We will not go over 30, but this will probably be the first time that we would test that many. The one reason why we are a little bit reluctant to move it up to increase the numbers is because we don't want to lose that personal touch that that makes this program so dynamic. We don't want to dilute it in any way. And so, as I say, because of the great interest, I mean, this year especially, we've had more people, more companies interested than before. So we may raise it to 30. We're already hitting that 20 mark. So I just highly encourage that everyone, that once you get off this call, if you are interested, do not hesitate, apply, and make sure you interview with QC.
And I think we're going to roll some more over into cohort 11. And
absolutely. So absolutely. We talked about that in our last planning session. Because of the great interest, we will, if you do not make the 10th cohort, we will start to put you into the 11th cohort.
Fantastic. And yes, I believe this session is recorded and it will be posted on the Bowie BIC website.
Yes.
I think Michael Daly has a question.
Yeah, it's pronounced Michelle.
Michelle, excuse me.
Not a problem. So this is a comment. I really support the program and what you guys are doing, and I do plan to sign up. But we just got our 8A certification in January. We haven't had a contract yet, and our concern was that we may be a day late and $1 short, meaning that the 8A program has been challenged. In order to get the certification now, you have to write a narrative to show that you're disadvantaged, and there's been some talk about it being unconstitutional or discriminatory. And now the federal government agencies seem to be opening up those contracts to all types of small businesses, including, women-owned, veteran-owned, tribal entities, et cetera. And so what I see when I'm looking for federal government contracts is I see a lot of contracts open to small business entities, but not specifically 8A. Those 8A contracts seem to be diminishing. So I support what you're doing. I'm not diminishing it at all, but it almost seems like your program would benefit all small businesses, because all small businesses seem to be the ones that are in this big pool now. And so just your comments about carving out 8A and helping 8A businesses compete in a pool that seems to be less set aside business, but more into a pool of all types of small business.
Michelle, I work with a number of 8A companies as well as companies within the Bowie BIC, and they're getting awarded every day. 8A contracts are getting awarded every day. But I respect your comment, and the forces outside of our purview, I don't think we can control, but certainly the mission of the Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program is to position those companies with that limited timeline of 9 years to maximize their ability to change their lives, creating economic growth for themselves as well as their community. So I appreciate what you said, but we're driving to help companies win 8A contracts through this program.
So let me actually step in a little bit, QC. So the agencies are required to set aside a certain percentage of requirements for small business, for 8A, for women-owned, for veteran-owned, women disadvantaged, as well as veteran disadvantaged and hub zone. So many times, even though you may be looking in one area and seeing the things for the small businesses, and may not necessarily be looking in the other areas, we at the 8A program does get a great percentage of requirements that are set aside for the 8A. It's just like everything else. If you are a woman, you're going to be looking for women disadvantaged. If you're a veteran, you're going to look at veteran. Same thing with hub zone. So if you're looking for these type of things, and just keep in mind, this is a requirement that all agencies have to set aside a certain percentage of their requirements for the 8A program.
Fantastic. All right, good
See, I'd
deal.
like
So,
QC, can I add one more thing to that? And Sheila, hit the nail on the head, to every level. I wanted to add an extra thought for Michelle. Typically when contracts are actually awarded, once an 8A, always an 8A. That's an extreme advantage. Okay, think outside the box. If it's awarded as an 8A contract, typically it's going to stay as an 8A contract moving forward. So no other set aside typically has that advantage. So that's a huge feather in the cap once you win an 8A contract if it's going to recompete. I just want to make sure that's clearly understood by all for the audience.
good deal. Appreciate your comment. Appreciate your feedback, Michelle. Any other question before we drop? We have about 4 minutes left. The way the program works in terms of the next step, please submit your application. Once you submit your application, you will receive an email to schedule the interview. The interview is just an informational. It's not a get accepted or not accepted. It's an informational conversation that we have. But again, the benchmark is that 30. Once we get to that 30 mark, we're going to begin placing participants into the 11th cohort. So
I want to make a comment.
Yes.
The previous person, he made a statement saying, once you are 8A certified business, you are EAVA 8A certified business. I don't think this is the right statement. 8A certification is valid for 9 years.
Well, no, he said the contracts. Once a contract enters into the 8A program, it remains in the 8A program. That's what.
Until the contract expires. Yes, agree. Sorry.
Right. Good deal. Any other questions? Comment?
I have one quick question. My name is Srini. I have got the 8A awarded in the month of July.
Right.
want to ask, for my knowledge, how long, what is the duration of this accelerator program, and how much it costs me? Can you able to
Okay.
explain?
Sure. October 4th through November 15th, we meet every Friday morning from 8:30 till noon virtually, and the cost is $350.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
I do have, this is Daphne. I have a follow-up to that question.
Sure, Daphne.
How many, if my organization has a couple of people that want to participate, is it $300 per person?
Yes.
$350 per person?
Yes.
I was actually going to follow up with that, Daphne, soon as that statement
It's
was made.
350.
But yes,
Yeah.
it is per person.
Okay.
Good
I
deal.
also have a follow-up to Charlene's presentation. I don't know if she's still on. She had mentioned that she started as with medical coding services, but then she expanded to other things. Do you have to switch your NAICS codes to do that, or would the agencies just work with you with whatever opportunities they have?
Charlene, are you still on?
Charlene is not still on. She lost power.
Okay.
And so she's not still on. I don't know. Sheila may be able to answer that. Sheila, do you know?
I can answer that as well.
Oh, and Annette says she can answer that.
Yeah, as long as you have the past performance and the qualifications to perform the work, when you put in your application or in SAM, you list a variety of NEXT codes that you're able to perform in. So if you can meet the requirements of that solicitation or that requirement, then you don't have to switch your NEXT codes. You identify a primary NEXT code, and you have the flexibility to change that at any time.
As far as for SBA, when you're coming in with your primary NEXT codes, yes, you can add secondary codes that you will have your past performance under. But while you're in the 8A program, your primary code is your primary code, and you cannot just change it whenever you want to without prior written approval with SBA. However, if you do show, as Annette said, that you have had the last 3 years of your revenue is coming from this alternate code, and that can be verified, you can request to have your primary NIAX code changed. Just keep in mind that with your primary NIAX code, look at the size standard. You don't want to choose another NIAX code, which is a lower size standard than what you currently have. But you could always add secondary NIAX codes and work under that NIAX code. So it's very rare that we get a request for a primary change, but that is possible, just showing that you have your revenue in that area for the last 3 years.
Thank you, Sheila. QC, I have a correction to make. Crystal just reminded me that this year the cost is $400 per person. So please make a note of that. Due to increase in costs, we had to increase the cost of the program. So please make a note of that.
I have a question for Ms. Watson. So when we change the primary NEXT code, shall we change it at our SAM database profile online?
But keep in mind, you cannot just change it unless you have prior approval from prior written approval with SBA.
Oh,
and
for
so
the program.
that request for a change of NIAX code would go back into the certification and eligibility for review.
Got it. Thank you.
And thank you, Sheila, for that clarification.
I have a question for Mr. QC Jones.
Yes, sir.
During this program, does we also go through the marketing part of it? Like, how do we market our company to various agencies?
Yes, yes.
And is there any sub-program within the course which we can enroll, or does it cost something?
What was that again?
I mean, do we have any sub-program within this Accelerator program for marketing?
No sub-programs, no.
Okay. But you'll be touching those areas in the
Yes,
program?
we will be, absolutely, we will be touching those.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Art Moser from GI4. I do have one question follow-up. I know Ms. Charlene's not online, but somebody else might be able to answer it. Any particular contract vehicles for those awards that she had or going forward, like STARS 3 or anything like that? Thank you.
No, she received her contracts via direct 8A and sole source.
Just sole source, okay. Is there any recommended contracts besides STARS and sole sourcing?
Yeah, I mean, agency IDIQs, GSA MAS, there's a number of, I mean, through OMB with the mandate of spend under management and best in class contract vehicles, those are the deals, those are the contracts that you gotta get if you operate in one of those major categories.
So one of the things I'll say on that is joining Bowie BIC, and you'll be able to hear about a much more and many other ways and how to market yourself to the government contract.
And how to leverage each other's contract awards to maximize your opportunity to penetrate or gain access into a particular market.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I really
I'm trying to get this training started early.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Maximize benefit. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good deal. Thank you, Art.
Thank you.
A lot of this and so much more you will be learning during the cohorts. And I would say, as soon as you get off of here, go blow up QC's email. You want to be able to shut down the website to be able to register. So you don't want to miss this. A lot of what your questions that you're asking right now will be addressed during each one of the sessions in this cohort 10 and 11.
All right, good deal. So we're at our mark. I think you have the information. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I think, June, I'll let you close us out with remarks.
Thank you, QC. It was great meeting all of you today. If you have any additional questions and they were not captured in the chat, please feel free to email the Bowie BIC your questions, and we will make sure we connect with the right specialist to respond to your question, and then you'll be able to get that response. Can't stress enough that space is limited. We would love to have each and every one of you part of the cohort 10, but unfortunately we will cap it at 30, but do not fret. We will start to register immediately once it's closed. We'll start registering for the next cohort because this program has grown and it will continue to grow. And I want to thank each and every one of my team members on the call today. I want to thank Sheila. I want to thank all of the guest speakers today, Annette, Amy, Charlene, Sonia. I don't want to miss anybody, but we're just growing and growing. We just have so many that are continuing to be a part of this program and are committed to you, to each and every one of you. They are committed to seeing that you are successful. Allison, we want to make sure that I did not forget you either. So once again, please go to the website, register, meet with QC, and we look forward to seeing you on October 4th.
Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
Take care.
Have a great weekend, all. Bye-bye. Bye,
Thank you.
Sheila. Bye, Sheila.
Thank you. One team, one fight.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And you guys can go to the Bowie BIC website for the recording.
Okay. Thank you.